Now we're going to try and set an agenda for the new cabinet. Since the present administration came on board on May 29th, many Nigerians have been expecting, should I use the word, drastic changes in governance. But it looks like the president decided to lay some ground rules first before making any major appointments. Well, he says that he's aware that he's called Baba Go Slow, and he says that he's going to take things slowly and steadily. Now, to look at this matter with us this morning, it's my pleasure to welcome Mr. Muyiwa Afolabi, who is a social commentator, Mr. Emmanuel Bello, former Commissioner for Information in Taraba State, as well as Mr. Ben Onyechere, who is the former Special Assistant to the former Vice President, Dr. Alex Ekweme. Good morning.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, gentlemen, for coming to join us this morning.
Thank you.
Let me begin with Mr. Afolabi. Based on the appointments you have seen so far, what are you expecting before the end of this month? Because the president has promised that he will have a cabinet in place by the end of this month. What kind of people are you expecting to see in that cabinet?
Okay, thank you very much. Looking at things as it's gone since the inauguration on May 29th, and the expectation of many Nigerians and what has happened thus far, it appears many of us are very anxious to see drastic changes in different areas of our lives and all that stuff. And you see, it's not that easy. Many of us are expecting that the president will hit the ground running. Immediately he assumes office, we'll begin to see changes happening here and there. But the truth is, you don't hit the ground running when the ground is slippery. You don't hit the ground running when the ground is muddy. Complexity is the enemy of speed. When you assume an office anywhere, not even at that level, even if you are appointed the managing director of an establishment, the first thing you do is understand what is on ground. If you hit the ground running because you are yielding to the pressure from people, you will run and may regret eventually, because if you don't have a proper grasp and understanding of what is on ground, you will make so very many mistakes. Right now, as it were, looking at the way Nigeria is from the perspective of foreign exchange, from the internal challenges of unemployment, infrastructure, and all kinds of various areas of our lives and departments and sectors that needs a realignment, that needs to be enhanced, that needs a lot of attention, you don't hit the ground running. Even in running a business, you need to have a vision, you need to have a mission and a plan. And I think looking at the first 100 days of this administration, I think what the president has tried to do is to ensure that the various aspects and areas that make up this nation, Nigeria, is properly understood. The problems are well articulated, proper diagnosis carried out across the various areas, so that the proper repair, the growth, the development can be put in place and can be sustained. Hence, talking about the cabinet and appointment, it's not just about appointing or selecting people that are competent, because our challenge in this country is not just competence. We have people with all kinds of certifications, qualifications, master's degrees, double master's degrees, double PhDs, and they have
which don't mean nothing.
Exactly. They have mindset challenges. You go by the certifications and qualifications, you appoint them into an office, and they mess things up because we have a major attitudinal and mindset problem. So in my opinion, I think what the president is trying to do is to pick people that understand what it means to build a nation. People that are not self-centered, people that are not selfish, people that truly love Nigeria and love Nigerians. Being responsible, being accountable, being exposed, being educated. In my opinion, it's not the same thing as being schooled. Being educated is having a proper knowledge, understanding wisdom of how life and the world runs, being able to sacrifice, being able to delay gratification. I think in the appointments that the president has made so far and the subsequent appointments that we're going to be seeing before the end of this month, I think he's looking at individuals with character, with discipline, people that can listen to the experts and make intelligent and constructive decisions based on feedback. So it's not just about I have the competence. It's about I have the character, then I'll get the experts to advise me so that we can make intelligent, constructive, and sustainable decisions for Nigeria.
Now, Mr. Bello, I'm sure you've been following, you're a journalist, so I'm sure you've been following all the things that have been put in social media, in the newspapers, about the president is delaying because he's looking for people of integrity, and some people have even described them as saints, and they have said that there are no saints anywhere. Where is he going to find these saints, these flawless people, these people who have no skeletons in their cupboards, you know, these pure and white as snow people? Where is he going to find them?
Yes, and that's the million-dollar question, I guess. And but let me start by saying, Aleru, I'm glad to be back here again, and I bring you greetings from our state, Taraba State. And we've done a lot of that before here, and I thought maybe it's important I tell you that we're okay, we're doing very well. I'm sure you have got questions in your mind concerning our state. We're very okay, we're doing very well. Thank you very much. And thank you again for having me here for this time to talk about
Thank you very much.
And Nero, to go straight to your question, having said that, I've even written about that in one of my columns, and I'm like, okay, where are you going to get your sense from? Muyiwa said some very interesting things here, but I want to just add that, look, getting a cabinet is not just, a search for the people that you want to work with. Getting a cabinet at that level is also a political matter. It's gone beyond the fact that you just want competent people, you want people that, everyone can listen to. I think the President Buhari has got a unique opportunity to correct all the mistakes and all the criticism, that trailed all his former appointments. And what are those criticisms? People have said that, for instance, that they were lopsided appointment. People have actually even questioned, the criteria that were used in appointing those people. And the president himself, actually started this problem by setting himself up. And that's what happened when you begin to make piecemeal appointments. You pick this person today, then you pick that person tomorrow. You open yourself to all sort of, negative, outbursts out there. And then another thing is the fact that Nigerians are already waiting. In the past, when you form a government, in less than maybe a few weeks into the government, sometimes actually you get the cabinet ready before you even, you're sworn in, so that you get prepared. In most developed democracies, that's what you have. But, by the president's body language, where he, told Nigerians that he's looking out for the best, and he's looking out, and that's why people keep asking, like Alero said, people say, who are these saints? Who are these people? Do they live among us? Are they Nigerians? Because you're going to pick from Nigerians eventually. They are going to be Nigerians, and I'm not saying, like we say, it's dangerous also when you run with the argument that, sometimes like the argument that trailed the last appointment, you say, I just want to work with people that I trust and people that I know. Nigeria is not an NGO. You're not running a private business to say you want to work with people that you know, people that you have known over the years. That is good, but then we're talking about a country. We're talking about a constitution. The constitution also tells you the number of people that are going to be in that cabinet.
Billy, I'm sure he didn't mean people that he knew personally. Some will come well recommended.
Well, the way we're going, we're looking at, we don't know what he's going to do, but we've seen what he's done. And we've seen that the people that he picked, when everybody was screaming that, we don't understand, who are these people? We don't know them, and what do they represent even? Because the cabinet is a representation of something. It's also a representation of competence. It's a representation of the people. It's a reflection of your country. It's a reflection. That's the way we run business here. Competence is good. Trustworthy people are even better. It's good to have send if you can find them. And just also okay. But in the long run, your cabinet is just a reflection of the people, and that's why the constitution was very clear.
So he has to be careful about who he puts in there.
Well, apart from being careful, there are laid down rules. The framers of our constitution, our founding fathers, the people who studied it all, knew the wisdom of everything. They knew that, look, you need competent people, you need people that you can trust, you need trustworthy, you need honest people and everything. But then they went back to that constitution and also told you there clearly how to find these people. The Constitution is so clear about the people that should form a federal cabinet. It's not left at the whims and caprices of the big man that is going to form the cabinet. It's also clearly that you are going to at least pick a person from the 36 states. But when you come out and say, oh no, look, I'm going to just pick this number of people. Oh no, I'm going to just do this number of things. I'm not going to allow certain people to come in. You have to also understand that, like I say, forming a cabinet is also a political tool. And that's why I think the party, the ruling party, was aghast in the last appointment, because it goes course to what, as a party, they would like to do. You have to remember that sometimes there are reward systems. In forming a cabinet, you have to think of rewards. In forming a cabinet, you have to also look at competence. In forming a cabinet, you have to look at spread. You have to satisfy all shades of the society. So that is the problem. The problem is that it's not about looking for trustworthy people. Trustworthy people, like you say, sense. It's fantastic to have sense, but then you have to work with human beings. You have to work with Nigerians, and these Nigerians have to be reflective of all the various, interests in the nation, the various sectors in the country. Because this is going to be one of the most critiqued cabinet list. Everyone is waiting. It's like that's the only show in town. Everyone is waiting to see who these people are. Everyone is going to subject them to tests. They are going to be subjected to all sort of, inquiry from the Nigerian public. And that is because the president himself set himself up ab initio by saying, well, I've got a fantastic team I'm building. So, people have asked if these people are even aliens from maybe another planet.